Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We look forward to supporting your professional growth in the hospitality industry. Now, this explainer is designed to give you, our highly focused learners and future leaders, a crystal clear, truly practical look at exactly how we build extraordinary teams. Today, we're going to dive right into the absolute foundation of operational excellence, and that is the onboarding experience. We've got a great journey mapped out for today. We'll start with the onboarding foundation, then we'll get into designing effective orientation and mastering operational skills. After that, we're going to look at the human element with trainers and shadowing, tackle assessment and safety, and finally wrap up with building a culture of continuous learning. All right, Section 1, the onboarding foundation, preparing for excellence. So those early days for a new employee, they are absolutely critical. I mean, this is literally the launchpad for everything that comes next. But right off the bat, we have to clear up a common misconception. People constantly use the words orientation and training as if they mean the exact same thing, but they really don't. They serve two totally different yet complementary purposes. Orientation is all about giving that broad organizational overview. It introduces the environment, the culture, the overarching purpose of your hotel. Training, on the other hand, zeroes right in on specific operational competence. It's the exact service standards needed for that specific role. When you put them together, that's how you transform a nervous new hire into a highly productive, fully integrated member of a luxury team. Let's move to Section 2, designing effective orientation the first days. Those very first days of employment are super delicate. Your primary goal here is to establish a profound sense of belonging. And we do this by focusing on specific orientation components. We're talking about covering the organizational structure, the different departmental functions, workplace policies, and of course, our core service philosophy. But the real magic here isn't just what we teach, it's why we teach it. By clearly communicating structure and functions, we give new hires vital context. Suddenly, they aren't just isolated employees in a massive building. They can clearly see how their specific role fits perfectly into the intricate, fast-moving machinery of a luxury hotel operation. It gives them genuine motivation and a real sense of purpose. Now, how we actually deliver this information, that's a real game changer. Overloading new employees with dense policy binders and endless procedures on day one is, frankly, just counterproductive. It doesn't work. The most successful programs prioritize essential knowledge through active, exciting engagement. So instead of just reading a totally dry dress code manual, why not share a real story about how a perfectly pressed uniform once saved a high-stakes VIP guest interaction? This ties right back to the adult learning principles we champion at Europe Hotel School. Contextual learning doesn't just make it fun, it drastically enhances retention and practical application. Which brings us to Section 3, mastering operational skills, building competence. Okay, so once that broad environmental overview is locked in, we shift gears. Now we focus on the highly specific, role-based skills our frontline staff need to master. And for our teams, we follow a very structured path. Step 1, we begin with precise service sequences. Step 2, we move into technical system use. Step 3 covers vital safety protocols, and Step 4 is all about mastering high-level communication standards. Now, while this training needs to be structured, it also has to be flexible. You have to let employees learn at a pace that works for them, while still holding the line on rigorous service quality. A clear training plan guarantees consistency, but it's that hands-on practice that builds deep, unshakable confidence on the floor. Let's shift to Section 4, trainers and shadowing, the human element. You can have the absolute best designed training plan on paper, but let's be real. It's nothing without the experienced colleagues who actually bring that operational readiness to life. The role of the trainer is absolutely central to all of this. And yes, obviously they need flawless technical competence. But honestly, that's just the baseline. Truly great trainers need deep patience, real empathy, and stellar communication skills. Think about it. New employees often feel immense pressure to perform perfectly right out of the gate in a luxury setting. Supportive trainers act as a release valve for that anxiety. They provide constructive feedback that encourages a mindset of continuous improvement rather than a paralyzing fear of failure. And all of this builds into one of the most incredibly powerful tools in our toolkit, shadowing. Observing experienced colleagues in action is simply irreplaceable in elite hotels. By watching unscripted, real-world service interactions, new employees get immediate, practical insight into high-level guest expectations. They get to see on-the-fly service recovery as it happens. Shadowing teaches those invisible, informal norms and teamwork dynamics that you literally cannot capture in a printed manual. Moving on to Section 5, Assessment and Safety, Validating Readiness. So eventually, we reach the critical phase where management has to step in and ensure team members are fully prepared to operate independently. But we really need to reframe how we think about these evaluations. We have got to move away from punitive assessment, the kind that's stressful, strictly pass or fail, totally anxiety-inducing. Instead, we need to fully embrace supportive assessment. By using informal check-ins and careful, quiet observations, managers can very effectively determine readiness. This approach emphasizes ongoing development, ensuring that the employee actually feels supported and guided rather than harshly judged. Now, while we definitely want to be supportive in our assessments, there is one single area that is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. And that brings us to the number 3. Safety and compliance training are mandatory. Why? Because a hotel has a profound, unwavering responsibility to protect 3 critical groups at all times: our guests, our employees, and our assets. Providing crystal clear instruction on health, safety, and emergency procedures ensures that every single new employee understands their responsibilities and can respond appropriately and without hesitation if a critical situation ever arises. Finally, Section 6, a culture of continuous learning beyond day one. It's so important to remember that the onboarding journey doesn't just suddenly hit a brick wall after the initial few weeks. It needs to seamlessly transition into ongoing professional development. Think of it as a timeline. We start with the first days of orientation, we progress right through the early weeks of operational training, and then we enter the ongoing phase. Because as employees gain more experience, they need additional training to deepen their skills and take on much more complex responsibilities. This perfectly reflects the dynamic nature of modern hotel operations, right? Standards are constantly evolving alongside shifting guest expectations and those fast-moving market trends. We have to keep up. Before we wrap up, I really want to leave you with this defining thought that basically summarizes everything we've explored in this program today. When thoughtfully designed, new employees feel prepared rather than pressured, setting the stage for consistent service performance. Prepared rather than pressured. That is the ultimate goal of combining engaging orientation with robust training. It creates this powerful triad of deep trust, active engagement, and truly flawless operational excellence. So, as future leaders stepping out of the Europe Hotel School and into the incredibly vibrant world of hospitality, I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. How will you shape the onboarding experiences of your future teams to build real confidence and drive true luxury service? Remember, the foundation starts with you. Thank you so much for joining this program, and I wish you all the absolute best as you apply these principles out there in your own hospitality careers.